After turning 70, I used to think staying active was the only way to keep healthy and live longer. That's what we've always been told, right? Keep moving. Don't stop. But over time, I've come to realize something important. Our bodies change, and so do our minds. The truth is, it's not always about doing more. Sometimes it's about knowing when to pause, to listen to yourself, to rest. Have you ever thought that maybe, just maybe, slowing down can do more good than always pushing forward? In today's video, I want to share with you 3 gentle habits that changed how I live and feel after 70. These aren't your usual aging tips. These are real, simple practices that brought back energy, peace, and joy into my daily life. Habit 1. Purposeful rest. There was a time I believed the busier I stayed, the better I'd feel. But over the years, I learned that constantly pushing myself led to nothing but tiredness, sore joints, and even emotional burnout. You see, rest isn't about being lazy. It's about healing. It's about giving yourself permission to slow down, not because you're giving up, but because you've earned that space to recharge. You don't have to sleep more or quit the things you enjoy. Just take short breaks. Sit down after finishing a task. Take a few deep breaths before starting something new. Even a moment of quiet can feel like medicine when you give it your full attention. I found that resting with intention, really being present during those pauses, helps me feel more refreshed than any nap ever could. Habit 2. Savoring Simple Joys. Something beautiful happens when you slow down. You start to notice things you never gave much thought to before. The sunlight dancing on your curtain. The smell of the earth after rain. A warm cup of tea in your hands. At this age, we don't need to chase big dreams or prove anything to anyone anymore. We've done that. Now is the time to really see the beauty in small things. I've learned that joy isn't hiding in big events or big changes. It's in the quiet moments we often overlook. And when you give your attention to those little things, not only do you feel more peaceful, but your mind and body respond in the most amazing ways. Worrying about tomorrow or dwelling on yesterday, it only steals today's peace. So I try to stay in the now. It makes life feel fuller, calmer. Habit 3. Living with gratitude. Now this one's close to my heart. Gratitude. Such a simple thing, but it's made the biggest difference. Each morning, I take just a few minutes to think of 3 things I'm thankful for. It doesn't have to be anything grand. Maybe it's the sound of birds outside my window, or a message from one of my grandchildren, or just waking up without pain. Writing it down or even saying it out loud reminds me that life still holds so many blessings. And at night, before I close my eyes, I like to think of 3 things that made me smile during the day. It gives me peace. It helps me sleep better too. Being grateful doesn't just lift your mood. It can heal your heart, calm your nerves, and even strengthen your body. And when you tell others how much you appreciate them, not just thank you, but why you're thankful, it deepens your connections. It brings people closer. And that's something we all need, especially as we grow older. These 3 habits, resting with purpose, savoring simple joys, and living with gratitude, aren't separate. They support one another. When you rest, you begin to notice the world around you more. When you notice, you feel grateful. And when you're grateful, life just feels lighter, more meaningful. At this stage in life, we don't need to do more. We need to live more deeply. We've spent so many years rushing. Now is the time to choose what truly matters. Not to keep up with the past, but to breathe new life into the present. Start small. A deep breath, a soft smile, a kind word, a moment of stillness. Those little things, they're